Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we take a look at events, special days, special businesses, special people. To that event, what we're trying to get with that is our next guest is Ed Crane, International Epilepsy Day. That's a big day.
Correct.
Comes once a year. I think you were here last year, maybe.
Yes,
we
I
talked
definitely
about
was.
that. And tell us about Epilepsy Day.
Well, International Epilepsy Day is coming this Monday, February 10th, and it's an event celebrated around the world. Of course, epilepsy is a condition that I've had for the past 33 years now, and my seizure alert dog, Zern from Canine Partners for Life, is accompanying me here. But I wanted to spread the word in an effort to try and educate people as one of my goals for this coming Monday. Epilepsy is a very common neurological disorder which has brain activity that's abnormal and is characterized by seizures. A seizure is a sudden rush of electrical force in the brain. And in an effort to try and get more folks to understand epilepsy and the resources, we've had many organizations that have gotten together, and each year on the second Monday in February, we celebrate this event. It's a global event that is always the second Monday of February to promote awareness for epilepsy. Approximately 65 million people around the world suffer from epilepsy. And here in the United States, it's 3.4 million.
Wow.
Tremendous number of individuals. And despite all the available treatments out there, roughly 4 out of 10 people are not able to get any relief or treatment from the medications or other options out there right now. So you can see that it's a tremendous tragedy out there for many people. I mean, I'm lucky in the fact that I've only been dealing with epilepsy for 33 years. Early on, back in 2001, I had brain surgery, left temporal lobe surgery. And going in, my surgeon told me that the goal was to reduce the effect of the seizures. We weren't going to eliminate the seizures, but just bringing down the count, and luckily for me, controlling more of the grand mal seizures made a difference in my life, okay? And I'm 63 years old. 18 years ago is when I had the brain surgery. But right after it, with the challenges that I still faced, I went out and I searched other options, and very, very lucky, I was able to discover an option of service dogs that are able to help people with epilepsy, that are specifically trained. You've got basically 2 kinds, seizure alert dogs. My partner laying next to me, his name is Zern from Canine Partners for Life back in Cochransville, PA. And they specially train dogs to be able to alert people in advance of seizures, okay? Zern is my 3rd dog over the past 18 years. And I could tell you that the very first visit I had when they introduced me to a dog as a sample, who within the process of the interview, out of nowhere, gave me an advance warning of an oncoming seizure.
The dog who had never met you before.
Never met me before, was just something to show me a little bit about the opportunity. That moment changed my life. That moment changed my life.
You really realize that there's something there.
Oh, absolutely. And I've had 3 dogs. I was lucky. My first dog from Canine Partners was a black lab retriever named Charity. My second dog, who is retired and living at my house, is named Alipo. And then, of course, my current partner, who we've been together for a year now, is named Zern. And in that time, the difference that a service dog has made gave me back my independence. I mean, I'm here today with just my partner because I know his reliability. I know he can warn me. He has a harness on, so I won't fall and have injuries. I know I can be independent, whereas when I went out on disability from work before my surgery, everything happened without warning, and I was falling and injuring myself.
So one of the purposes of International Epilepsy Day is to let people with epilepsy know there's a resource out there for you.
Well, it's even more than that. What we're trying to do, what the organizations here in the United States and around the world are trying to do is, number one, provide education and information to the community, mostly individuals who have epilepsy of all types, not only assistance dogs, but everything from definitions of epilepsy, seizures, medications, treatments, surgeries, and that's all helpful information, okay? Then it's also important for family members who are dealing with a husband or a wife or a son or a daughter or other family member. For me, I luckily have my sister and her husband who took me on about 19 years ago and have helped me ever since. So the information is helpful to everyone, and it's important that it is something that people can go to online, whether they're searching for websites or even organizations, and know where to go, okay? Probably some of the best that are known out there is the Epilepsy Foundation. And again, it's easy to find up there on epilepsy.com.
That's a good website, epilepsy.com.
Right.
Says it all right there.
And the Centers for Disease and Prevention links to other websites. That's the CDC site for epilepsy. That's cdc.gov/epilepsy resources. Another tremendous site out there. The goal with this coming Monday is to spread the word, and also educate people and assist people. And coming here and talking to you and talking to my community is something that I love doing, and showing what a partner can do can sometimes make a difference. And we're happy to do that.
It's not just people with epilepsy, but people with epilepsy, their support system, their
Correct.
community members, people they run across, people have a lot of questions.
Absolutely.
Sometimes they're embarrassed to ask. I always ask Ed everything because it's better to get it out there, I think.
And I can tell you that in the time I've been dealing with epilepsy, I've always needed information.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, when it was just prescriptions or treatment, I didn't always know where to go. It wasn't until I got more educated in the process. And of course, then when surgery was an option, I did a lot of research and went out and knew where to go. Having the ability to answer questions is something that I know a lot of individuals and families are looking for. And my goal today was just trying to bring some information out to make that easier.
Now, it's International Epilepsy Day, and you're talking about some of the people, 4 out of 10 or something, maybe can't get to resources. Is it because they're from a country that isn't advanced enough, or because they cannot afford to get the resources?
Well, you know, this organization out there and this day, the number, if you go to the International Epilepsy Day website alone, you'll see that there are resources there for many, many countries around the world, okay? So a lot of the resources are there. I think a lot of it comes down to confusion and decision-making, and people are looking to be able to pick up a phone or arrange to meet with somebody just to get information. I mean, I went through that even when I was researching service dogs and what they potentially could do and couldn't do. Luckily, I had just went out on disability from working for quite a while, and I was very familiar with the internet, so I knew where to go. I just want to make sure that there is an understanding here locally and in the United States and around the world that this information is easily attainable.
Well, we're going to put this information on the World Wide Web so anybody could hear from Ed and help begin to find some of these resources. Now, there's epilepsy.com. Is there a separate website for International Epilepsy Day?
Yeah, there is for International Epilepsy Day. If you enter that in the search engine, you'll see 4 or 5 main sites that have information on that.
International Epilepsy Day. You had told me about a story. I think you were at an airport and you came across someone that was about to have a seizure, and your dog.
Yeah, I mean, people like myself over the years have had many different experiences, and I had an experience like that with my previous partner, Alipo, when we were at an airport, and he was kind of pulling me a little bit, which he doesn't normally do. And we went over to an individual. It was a young woman, and he did what he normally does to me, rubbed his head on her knee, and she was a little bit taken back. And I just asked her if she has epilepsy or deals with epilepsy, and she said yes, she does. And I advised her that that's a warning sign that he provides me when I'm going to have a seizure. And I advised her and asked her if she would lay down. And a few minutes later, she went into a grand mal seizure. Absolutely. I mean, that's what kind of resource and the talent.
Great resource.
Yeah, definitely. Right. And I also finally want to, again, extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to Canine Partners for Life, who's been there for me. I'm a part of their family, and they've provided me with 3 amazing dogs. And I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that organization. So thank you, CPL, for the wonderful work you do.
And without the service animal, you couldn't be independent. There'd always have to be somebody around you.
I wasn't for a while. When I went out on disability, I was falling and injuring myself so frequently. I couldn't go out on my own. It was just too dangerous. And you know, epilepsy has all different stages for different people. I was someone who suffered grand mal seizures. There are many people who may not. They may only suffer from partial seizures or not have the same potential. Everybody's a little bit different. I know there are individuals out there. It may be hard to believe, but the epilepsy is so serious that they may be suffering hundreds of seizures a day.
Wow. And
they're bedridden for that, and medication isn't helping. So it depends on what epilepsy you have and how serious it is and how it's affecting your life. But it's important enough for everybody to know that there are resources and people to help.
Well, I know you and I talk about it on this show a couple times throughout the year, but especially this Monday, February 10th, International Epilepsy Day, and everybody should take a few minutes out and Google it and learn a little more about it.
Absolutely. And even anybody out there who wants to contribute, there are so many sites, including the International Epilepsy Day, where you can share your stories.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want our viewers to know, Ed?
Listen, I'm here with my partner who is paying attention to me, and as always, it just impresses me all of the time, Zern. And Zern, I'm thankful for everything you do for me.
That's great. What a great story. Look how peaceful that
Yeah.
dog is. If you see one of these dogs, don't go up and pet it or make a big deal
Right.
about it. I just kind of pretend they're not there and keep moving with my day and talking to my guests or my friend that has a service dog. So leave them alone, you guys.
Absolutely.
All right, National Epilepsy Day. We hope to have you back and talk to us more about this throughout the year.
Thank you for the invitation. It's an honor and a privilege.
We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.